Today we're talking about eyebrows, namely my eyebrows, which you can't see right now because that would ruin the surprise. I just got home from work. Actually, no, I just got home from getting my eyelashes done. I waited until I got them done to film this. I don't know why. I just feel like complete with caterpillars on my eyeballs. This video is about how I got my I was gonna say eyelash extensions, but that's not what this video is about. This video is about how I got my microbladed eyebrows and why I think that they were probably the best investment I've ever made in my face. Although I do plan on making more facial investments in the future. You might have to skip around a little bit. I tried to make it as short as possible. Actually, I'm not even done editing it yet, but from what I've edited, I've tried to make it as short as possible, but there's information that I thought you might want to know. So if you're just here to see what they look like after several months on the first go round, then you can skip to the allotted time frame that I will be posting down below. I will be going over things such as the cost, the amount of time it took, the pain factor, and that's about it. And then we're gonna see, I'm sure I talked about other things. I talked a lot in this. It was kind of a pain to edit. And then at the end, you'll be right back here with me and I will show you what my brows look like currently. Enjoy the show. Hey! Ugh, that was a little too much. I don't have eyebrows on, if you haven't already noticed, and that's because today I'm going to get my eyebrows microbladed, and I am so excited. I, as many people have been experiencing having one eyebrow slightly lower than the other one, and you know, it's just not symmetrical, and I know they're supposed to be sisters, not twins, but I also have a hard time even filling them in the way that I want to or making them look remotely similar. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna have somebody measure it out and microblade them. That way I can just tweeze around the microblading and also save myself time. I don't know about you guys, but eyebrows are probably the most time-consuming part of my morning whenever I'm putting on my makeup. So I have been waiting probably, let's see, I made this appointment back in April, I think, like April 1st, or maybe it was May 1st. Basically what I'm saying is I've been waiting a couple months for this. I had to book it really far in advance because in my opinion, this is the best microbladed, blah, blah, blah. This is the best microblading artist in Kansas City, in the Kansas City area. And that's why she has so many bookings. Like for instance, yesterday was July 1st. She was taking bookings that morning for October and you had to be there like at 9 o'clock or else the bookings would just fill up. So my appointment is at noon today and it doesn't get done until around 3 o'clock. So I am having to miss some work for this, but I mean, it's an appointment that I made a long time ago, so I have to go. But that just kind of gives you a little look into how long this is gonna take. There are also different types of microblading that Kada does. So she'll do like a powder brow, or she does kind of like a hybrid as well, where it's like just microbladed, like natural strokes in the front and then powder near the end. I am just going for all natural, I believe. I don't really think that I want to do a full powder brow because I want to be able to control like how natural it looks. Because sometimes, I mean, especially if I have shaped eyebrows that are semi-permanent, then I'm probably not even gonna worry about doing my makeup a lot. I think just having the time to wake up and feel good and go out the door, maybe throw some mascara on, will be perfect for me. I would like to eventually someday maybe try eyelash extensions, but the fact that you have to get them done for so often, it just kind of isn't, it's not for me. Okay, so I'm gonna come in a little bit closer so that you guys can see what's going on up here. Hi. Whenever I do my eyebrows by myself, I tend to always make like this eyebrow goes down a little bit. It just, like, I feel like if they're even, it'll help, it'll make my nose look less, it'll make my nose like more asymmetrical probably if my eyebrows are even, but at the same time, like, I would just like to at least have an even face other than my nose. Like, I don't care if my nose is asymmetrical as long as everything else is as even as possible, if that makes sense. We'll see what happens. I'm really excited, but I'm gonna go ahead and eat a snack and I will see you guys the next time I can pull my camera out. Hopefully it's at the brow place. Brow House Casey is what it's called. But hopefully it's there. Hey, so it's actually the day after and I got my eyebrows done. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't get them done yet. The power ended up going out at the place that I was going to go to, so we decided to reschedule for today. It is about 9:14. Got my last gym session in because I know that I won't be able to go to the gym for a while. And yeah, really excited. So I'll see you guys at the place that the magic happens. Yeah. I just choked on my own saliva. Hey guys, so I'm at the place. I have to wait until 5 minutes prior to my appointment time so that I can get in with a special code. I don't know why I thought that was really cool. And this is the last time that I'll be talking to you guys with normal, naked eyebrows. Oh my gosh, I just realized that I forgot to tell you how it went. Okay, well, I'll just start from the beginning. So I got in there and I was handed some paperwork to fill out, just the usual kind of thing that you sign before you get like a tattoo or something, or a piercing or whatever. And we go into the room. I kind of explained to her what I want. I also wrote it down in the paperwork. That's when the drawing process begins. And honestly, I feel like the drawing process was probably the thing that took the longest throughout the whole experience. And if you like ASMR, then you're gonna love the drawing process. Like if you like people to play with your hair and draw on your back and you experience ASMR, then you're gonna love that part. I then didn't think it was gonna end, but I'm actually really happy about that. Like I would rather have somebody take 2 hours to map out my eyebrows and make them perfect before they go in and like literally make cuts in my skin and fill it with pigment. Then the numbing cream goes on, and that stays on for I think like 20 minutes or so. I don't know. I was kind of just chilling in the chair. It had like a little massage thing on it. I went to the bathroom, like caught up with people on my phone, and then it was time to begin. Let me just start by saying that the numbing cream did work, okay? It did work, but like towards the beginning, I could definitely feel the microblading. It probably definitely wasn't as bad as it would have been without the numbing cream, but in the beginning, I could feel it just because it hadn't completely taken over by then. But it wasn't anything that I couldn't handle, especially if you've had a tattoo before at all, you'll totally be able to handle this. And if you haven't, just imagine what it would feel like to pull out a couple of eyebrow hairs in a row, like one right after the other in like a little line. And that's probably close to what it would feel like, but there's not like all the pulling and stuff like that, and it's actually pretty dulled down. So it did get kind of tender, and she would go back and forth between brows, because I'm pretty sure the way that I felt it, that she made the cuts and then she put the pigment in, or like filled it, covered it with pigment, kind of like you see in the photos, and then worked on the other brow and then worked on the other brow, and like vice versa. If not, I have no idea because I didn't watch her do it. That's just kind of what it felt like to me, because there was a lot of like rubbing with, I'm assuming, some sort of sterilization because it stung. Like that's actually the most painful part, was whenever she would rub that over my eyebrows, they would sting, and I could tell it was on like a cotton swab or something, or a cotton ball, but it was very liquidy, so I'm assuming it was some kind of like sterilization liquid, like antiseptic. I don't know. That was the worst part, literally, of the whole thing. Once the numbing cream kicked in, I literally could not feel wherever the blade was. Like I could feel pressure, but I couldn't feel the actual blade. So then after the microblading is done, obviously she just goes over all of the safety stuff and the things that I need to know, pretty much everything that was on the sheet. I talked to her about scheduling the touch-up, which is going to be done 6 weeks after, at least 6 weeks after today, basically. And then I paid and I was on my merry way. I love them. I'm so happy. I can't wait for them to heal so they can look more natural, and then I'm literally probably not gonna wear makeup for a while because this is gonna be awesome. Like the only thing I really care about when it comes to my makeup is my eyebrows, because I just feel like they frame the face so well, and I have really dark hair, and for some reason my eyebrows just weren't that dark. So I think maybe making them more full and just having a shape that literally won't wash off for like a couple years, that's gonna be, it's gonna be peak living right there. I can't wait. I'm so excited. I just feel like I have an expression on my face permanently. I don't know, because it's not like, you know, semi-permanently, but I feel like I just look like away. Like, is this what Kylie Jenner feels like? What? So I have the directions here, and I really just kind of want to go over it with you because it's kind of like a process. I'm not going to go over everything, just what's relevant for right now, which is day 1. So this says immediately after. For 24 hours, keep the area dry and blot the brows once an hour with a tissue. I'm using flat cotton thingies. It says avoid any water, sweat, or steam within this time. Apply the balm 2 to 3 times a day for 10 days after 24 hours. So for the first 24 hours, I don't do anything but take one of those little cotton rounds and just dab my eyebrows. I don't like wipe them, I just dab them. Nothing else goes on them at all. It says immediately following your procedure, the tattooed area will appear darker or appear to be darker and bolder in color and more sharply defined, and this can last up to a week after the treatment while the initial healing process takes place. So for these first 24 hours and let's just say the 10 days, it's likely for my eyebrows to look similar to this. There won't be as much swelling, which there isn't a whole lot of swelling, but there won't be as much, it won't be as raised and it won't be as red after today. So I'm gonna stop right there because I don't want to get too confused with the instructions or confuse you at all. So the next time that I'm filming, the next milestone, we'll say, I will tell you guys all about what I'm doing during that step. Now she did mention to me that you don't really want your microblading to scab over, and I've seen a lot of people mentioning like scabs. She said that there will be peeling, but the whole point of dabbing them is to make sure that they don't scab. Don't kill me if you've been told something different. That's just what I was told. And if I'm wrong at all, which I'm pretty sure I'm not, I will leave that in the comment section down below. But I think it's pretty much just like a tattoo sort of. You don't want it to scab over, even though it's not technically like the exact same as a tattoo. It's still in the same genre and you don't want it to scab. So that's that. But I will see you guys the next time I check in.
1 day later.
So it's currently day 3.
Wait, no. Actually, 2 days later.
And I'm kind of on the stage now where 3 times a day I apply a balm with a Q-tip to my eyebrows, and I'm gonna do that for 10 days basically. So today's actually the first sunny day since I got my brows done, and I forgot to mention that it was recommended to me to not have my brows in direct sunlight and to wear a hat and keep them out of direct sunlight. Either wear big sunglasses or wear a hat and sunglasses. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing.
2 days later.
It's day 6 and I'm experiencing some peeling, which is normal. It is kind of patchy looking and it's kind of unfortunate because I am going to VidCon this week, and so I'm gonna be there with patchy eyebrows and there's nothing I can do about it. That's okay, I guess it's fine. But yeah, things are going really, really well so far. I've just been keeping them out of the sun, keeping them under a hat when I'm outside in direct sunlight, and then obviously I also have my sunglasses that I put on. And yeah, they're doing pretty good. Why is my dog crying? Why can't he just be happy? So here we are. This is the final finished product until I go get them touched up, which will be probably not till like February. It's currently October 14th and I got these done back in June or July. I think it was June. I don't know. Whatever month VidCon was in. You can kind of see this is not filled in, there's no makeup. And in case you're wondering, I've never had anybody like just come up to me and be like, oh, you got your eyebrows microbladed. Like I've had to tell people, and even then they're like, oh my god, I didn't even notice. But that's also because I do have hair, as you can see. I do have some hair. I never went through like the crazy tweezing phase of the 90s. Mostly because I was like 4 years old in the year 2000, so I didn't really get a chance to do that. the area that I was having an issue with was this brow here, and as you can see, my nose is still asymmetrical. Can't change that just yet. You know what? I feel so much better. Like, I don't have that dysmorphia about my eyebrows. I don't even hardly pay attention to them anymore, honestly. Every once in a while, if I'm wearing like a crazy makeup look or more makeup than I'm wearing now, which is literally just some concealer, then I will fill them in just really quickly with this Anastasia Brow Wiz. I have the thick one and the thinner one. This thick one is really all that I tend to use if I do fill them in, which is not very often. But I don't feel naked anymore when I go out without anything on, so I feel like it just balances everything out pretty well. Let me know if you would like a check-in video whenever I get them touched up. Basically, all she's going to do is just touch up the broken lines that you see, because some of the lines are a little patchy, so she would pretty much just be touching those up. Unless I wanted like a darker color. There's like regular touch-ups, like the initial 6-week touch-up, which honestly I've gone way longer than 6 weeks, obviously. And then there's a color touch-up that you can do like after a year or a couple years, whenever you want to, really. I'm pretty happy with the way they are. I think they might look a little bit, tiny bit better if possible after I get them touched up, but I'm really happy with the way they are. So, that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go because I'm sure this video has been pretty darn long. But if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and if you want to, go ahead and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Potato chips, how my mouth does with potato chips. Oh, drip, 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 crunch, crunch. I don't want no lunch, all I want is potato chips. Potato chips, how my mouth does with potato chips. Oh, drip, 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 crunch, crunch. I don't want no lunch, all I want is potato chips.